friend introduced me to the loan, that I can get a loan. So from there, I can survive with it, not knowing that it will lead me to where I am.
The first port of call for low-income earners, who are predominantly the most affected, is often no longer a bank or a family member. It's right here on their phones. They are called digital loan apps, promising instant cash with just a few steps, but sadly has now become a nightmare.
In fact, I was thinking about committing suicide, but I looked at my children. I said, if I kill myself, nobody is going to look at these children.
Victims are trapped. Lenders do not care. They just want their money with interest.
This experience is terrible, I tell you. It's very terrible. In fact, it is an instant help, and after that, now wahala.
The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, in its recent release on X, has promised to periodically monitor interest rates of loan apps to protect customers' interest and ensure rates are not exploitative. Take, for instance, a borrower who collects just 10,000 naira. Within 1 week, they're expected to repay 12,500 naira. That's a 25% interest in only 7 days. If you fail to pay and roll it over monthly, that's more than 100% interest in 4 weeks. In another case, a loan of 50,000 naira comes with a 30% interest plus hidden fees. By the end of 2 weeks, the borrower must return 70,000 naira, losing almost half the borrowed amount to interest alone. And for those who cannot meet the deadline, harassment is the next step.
You are the one that is making it difficult for people that are borrowing, unable to pay.
Ola, a single mother of 3 who has had a fair share of vicious attacks from these loan sharks, had to relocate to Lagos State for a possible fresh start. Ola has lost count of apps she's borrowed from, with over 200,000 naira to pay back. She wished she could turn back the hands of time.
So they were looking for me with police, so I ran away. Well, coming from Ogun State, coming down to Lagos, you know, when I'm thinking about how I left home because of loan, I was seriously depressed. I was seriously depressed though, because at the time I was thinking of just committing suicide. Maybe that would just sort everything. But when I remember, I have 3 children. And my husband said he's not aware of the loan, that I cannot pay. So what will I do? And I have to feed my children. So that was when I changed my thoughts.
Victims who most likely receive messages like these often end up in bad states and, in extreme cases, commit suicide.
They do disturb. That get to a point, get to a time that I have to be blocking all their numbers. Anytime they call, I'll block it. They'll use another number again, I'll block it. They'll use another number again, I'll block it.
Mental health advocates warn sustained shame and fear can trigger depression and suicidal thoughts, and urge immediate support when harassment escalates.
You may want to work with a financial advisor or use budgeting apps to break your debt into manageable chunks. Even paying a little every month or every week as you have access to funds can help. Then, of course, you need to set mental boundaries around finances or around money. You need to avoid borrowing more. You need to avoid buying the things that you don't need. And you need to avoid trying to be like the Joneses. And, of course, avoid checking your balance, you know, obsessing over what you owe, because the more you think about it, the more you continue to drown in debt. You must also prioritize self-care.
The Apex Bank has repeatedly cautioned borrowers to avoid obtaining loans from these apps to avoid running into financial difficulties, as many of these unlicensed loan apps are illegal financial entities. In 2023, FCCPC led a joint task force with EFCC, ICPC, NITDA, and the CBN to clamp down on these predatory loan apps.
Any of my friend or my family to even collect loan now, anything loan, I don't have anything to do with it again. No.
Regulators insist that harassment is a violation. If you get such threats, document them and file a report immediately, as no debt is worth a life. In Lagos for News Central, Victor Mbadike.